So this week we've got week 3, day 14. We have got overhead press here. Our percentages have gone up to 80% of our 1 rep max, and we're doing 8 sets of 4. This day was pretty tough. I definitely felt it a lot more, moving up in weight, as well as trying to keep the rest times lower. Not completely low, not lower than 2 to 3, but right at 2. It was a good workout. I love this workout. This one was probably the best one. This whole week 3 was probably the best out of the entire program. As you can see, I sped everything up for you. Like I said before, I don't want you guys to have to sit and watch every single rep. And, it took a long time, with 2 minutes rest, 2 to 3 minute rest, you're talking, it takes a long time just to get through this exercise. But then the rest flies through. It's 45 seconds to 60 seconds rest, just like normal. There was no real huge changes besides the percentages of this workout. Plus, I also added incline shrugs at the end. So that's something to keep in mind, that you will be doing an incline shrug at the end of this workout. So you're adding a little bit. So the volume is definitely there this day, for sure. So we're on our last set here of overhead press, and just trying to finish strong here. I'll tell you what, I was fatigued, but it was one of those things where it was a really good workout. I mean, it was perfect. It wasn't overkill, but it was right up to overkill, which is exactly what I wanted. All right, guys. So now we are on to upright rows. And it's the same thing. Upright rows, 3 sets, 12 to 15 reps, 45 to 60 second rest. It's the same thing. We're just trying to increase the volume. So either doing more reps from the previous week, or you're adding weight from the previous week. Now, don't try to add too much weight, or you're going to hinder the rest of your the rest of your sets, which is going to hinder your volume. So you gotta only go up a little bit. You're trying to increase volume as much as possible. Okay, so let's head on to the next set here. You want to try to keep your core tight, try not to sway a whole lot, keep your ass tight, and lead with the elbows above the wrist. Do not go wrists above the elbows. It's really bad on not only your joints, but it definitely hurts the rotator cuff a lot too. So when doing upright rows, guys, a lot of people will sacrifice a lot of form for weight. Please don't do that. It literally takes everything out of the exercise. Remember, we're trying to get a full extension, a full contraction of the working muscle. So, find a weight in which you can do that, and you can still have quite a bit of tension. It's heavier, and it's just like any other thing, guys. Don't sacrifice your form all that much just to get a little bit more weight. You can definitely tell the difference. Anybody that's been lifting can tell the difference when they're doing it right and when they're doing it wrong. So can other people. Alright, guys, so now we are on to side lateral raises. So I'm going to take this time right here, so I'm drinking some water. But you guys know, I try to get a gallon in a day, if not a gallon and a half to 2 gallons. So you need to try to do the same. At least a gallon a day, guys, is what I recommend. So we got 3 sets, 15 to 20 reps. Still here resting 45 to 60 seconds. Try to keep your rest times, try to keep true to those rest times, guys. You really want to. You're only going to get the best out of it if you do that. And that's why I've designed those rest times to be that way. Another thing here, try not to sway a whole bunch. I'm really trying to get that 20 reps here, but at the same time, I didn't quite get there every time, because I'm not going to sacrifice all my technique just to try to get a few more reps. I mean, that's just bullshit. Because the next week I'm not going to be as strong. So I want to try to keep true to my form just as much. My technique is really important, guys. Yes, I want the volume, but I don't want to sacrifice all my technique. Okay, like I've said before, at the most 10%, at the most. Okay, so here we go again. And you also want to try just keep a slight bend in the elbows, and you want to try to keep it on that delt, guys. Don't just wing it up. Okay, and also, you don't want to just sway it up. I've seen that too, to where people just use momentum. And on your way down, still keep that tension, guys. Very important. Still keep that tension. Just because I focus volume, volume, volume doesn't mean I'm also losing tension. I'm not just there to move the weight. I'm also trying to keep tension as well. It's all wrapped in as one, guys. So like I've said before, I'm trying to increase my chest. So I do have a little bit of chest in here. It does hit front deltoids quite a bit. And I was pleased with today's chest movement, because I'm getting stronger. I'm getting stronger with everything. And that has to do with, obviously, the program, but also with eating and staying top of my water intake, my fiber intake, my macro and micronutrients. Now guys, when you're doing the incline chest press, you want to make sure that you are working your chest as well. If you flare those elbows out way too wide, you're just hurting your shoulder joint. Try to keep those elbows in a little bit, out like a 45-degree angle between the body to the elbow. Don't flare it out completely at 90. Keep a little bit more of an angle in there. And also, don't bring it down to your neck. Keep it on the chest, mid-chest, okay? A lot of people bring it down like to their throat, and we don't want that. Okay guys, so we got our face pulls. Once again, I always keep these face pulls in because they're really good for kind of, adding a little bit in reversing the tension to all those press movements that you just did. It really helps kind of reverse the tension, and now we're about to change into back. This is a really good delt movement, but it's also a really good transition into the back, kind of getting the back warm up as well. I really like this because, like I said before, man, not many people focus on their posterior chain. This is a posterior chain movement. Everybody does everything anterior dominant wise. So I really love this movement, and I keep this movement in everything. All right, guys, so now we're heading into seated cable row. We got 3 sets at 8 to 12, 45 to 60 second rest. I kind of played around with the angles of camera angle today. Really trying to find the best angle to show the exercise the best way. Like I've said before here, guys, we're trying to retract and contract those scapulas. That's the main thing. And we're also trying to wing the lats as we come forward, keeping tension on the working muscles. Don't just let the lower back kind of fold through. You got to keep the core tight and keep up straight, but at the same time, get a full contraction and a full extension of those scapulas, okay? So we can get the whole back work, and try to squeeze like you're trying to squeeze a pencil in between your shoulder blades. Okay, I'm keeping the tension nice and tight, and I'm still moving some pretty good weight. Last set here for those. Sometimes you got to use your legs to at least get that puppy started so you don't hurt your lower back, but once you do get it back, keep that lower back and that core tight. Okay, because we don't want to hurt ourselves. This movement is done incorrectly all the time. Like I've said before, I still have not found a really good camera angle for pull downs. But with pull downs, we really want an extension of that lat and a full contraction at the bottom. Now, there are some people that will just lock in and keep pulling after they've locked themselves in. See, I'm at an angle down there, a slight angle at the bottom where I'm pulling to my chest. Some people stay right at that angle. I prefer to come forward and let my lats get a full extension with arms overhead. That's what I prefer. You can do it either way. The object here is to find a full extension and a full contraction of the working muscle, obviously increasing in volume, and trying to go as heavy as we can within the rep range that I've provided for you. So, but I hate these camera angles at this gym. Doing the pull downs, you're in this corner, and it literally just, there's nowhere to stick the camera. So this is the best thing I can do for you guys, and I don't want the camera in the way of other people. But you guys get the drift. Alright, so we are going to move into close grip pull downs. We have 2 sets, 12 to 15, 45 to 66 rest. With this one, we're looking same ideology, guys. Full extension, full contraction of the working muscle here. As you can hear, my dog's going nuts in the background. I apologize if you can hear that. Really working hard here, getting a full extension, full contraction, keeping that core tight, lower back tight. We're not, guys, every time we do an exercise, it's almost the whole body. Your whole body should be engaged. It shouldn't be just one muscle. It's everything. Everything is engaged. You know, I'm driving my knees into the pad that's locking me in place. I'm tightening my core. I'm tightening my ass. I'm tightening my lower back. And then I'm working through. That's what we're trying to do, man. We're trying to build some muscle, build some strength, power, getting some aesthetics. All right, so my favorite movement, like I've always told you guys before, incline rows. 2 sets, 15 to 20 reps, 45 to 60 seconds rest. I love this because you get a full extension and a full contraction, man. I mean, you can squeeze hard. You want to make sure you're pulling the dumbbells towards the hip and not too high towards like the nipple or chest or armpit. I'm pulling towards the hip as if I'm like trying to start a lawnmower, guys. You're pulling to the hip, okay? You're squeezing at the top, getting a full extension, guys, of that chest. It opens that chest up really good, which is, really good as well. It's a really good posterior chain movement. I love this movement, man. I love it. Obviously here trying to find a song. Getting ready. And here we go. So another thing here too, guys, keeping the core tight, keeping the lower back tight. You don't want to let that lower back just round. I'm keeping my lower back nice and tight, okay? And I'm keeping my core tight. Your core should be tight through every movement that you guys do. If your core's not tight through every movement, you're missing out on a lot, guys. There are some people I know, I like to do abs. I choose to do abs because I feel like I can add more depth to my abdominal region and strength directly. But, keeping your core tight and engaged through this entire program, you may not have to do abs ever any day. You should be engaging your core with everything, especially deadlifts, overhead press, squats, bench, everything. Just everything. You should always have your core tight. So here we go. Here's my addition. Incline dumbbell shrugs, 3 sets of 12 to 15, 45 to 60 seconds rest. I love shrugging like this because when you shrug, guys, you're not just driving those shoulders to the ears. You should be actually at an angle, per se, pulling back. That's what the traps do. It's like almost like a diamond back there under the neck. It's like a diamond that comes down to a point. So if you only shrug up towards your ears, you're only hitting a portion of the trap, where the trap also you have mid and lower area of the trap. This is hitting the whole thing. Okay, this is why I choose to do this incline shrug. I love this movement. I absolutely love it. And it gives you a nice stretch of the back too, the upper back. I love it. But again, like I've said before, I'm keeping the lower back tight, I'm keeping my core tight, and I'm focusing on a full contraction and a full extension of the working muscle. I just love this movement. Perfect, perfect. Okay, so here we go. Last set of these guys, man. So, trying to find a perfect camera angle so you guys can see a little bit more of what I'm doing here. Full contraction, full extension, full contraction, full extension. If you guys can't see that, you need to be looking closer because I am literally flexing my chest as it comes down to get a full extension of my trapezius muscles, okay? And then squeezing at the top. Keeping nice good tension, but at the same time using a weight where I can get a full extension, full contraction, and increase the volume. So that's it, guys. Killing shoulders and back hypertrophy. Alright, guys, so here we are again. The walk back to the apartment. Week 3. Day, I believe it's 12. Yes, day 12. Shoulders and back hypertrophy. And fuck, it was awesome. The overhead press, was 80% of your 1 rep max. It was 8 sets of 4. That was a fucking killer, dude.
That was a killer. I can't wait for you guys to try that one out, man. Try to keep your rest times as best you can too, 2 to 3 minutes. Don't fuck that up, because that's gonna help you for the next following week. For week 4, which is 85% of your 1 rep max, 10 sets of 3. So that's gonna be a bitch too. But I'll tell you what, man, I felt amazing today. I love back and shoulders, man. I love hitting this day. You just get such a good pump, and you actually get a little upper chest pump too with it. And I have a really cool workout that I'll probably have to put up later down the road. Maybe throw it in there for deload, but no, I'll probably be too crazy for deload. But it's a shoulders, back, and chest workout. And dude, it just blows you up. I mean, it's just for a switch up every once in a while. It's not actually, there for, to roll over any volume and then roll over for the next week. But you can do it just to change things up. You can do it on your deload week if you wanted to. God damn, dude, just holding this fucking camera right now, my shoulders are just on fire. Whew! Great fucking workout, man. I'll tell you what. Very, very happy with that. I'm just heading back to the apartment now. Gonna get myself some food. I'm doing pretty well on my macros today, so I'll probably slam 2 more meals for the day, and that's it. It's like 6 o'clock right now. So I'll probably slam 2 more meals, then head to bed, get a whole night's rest. Another thing is too, guys, I know I haven't really touched on rest all that much. You've got to get your adequate amount of rest. You have to. If you're not getting 7 or 8 hours a night, you're not gonna grow. So make sure you're getting your 7-8 hours a night, because if you're not, you're just fucking yourself, man. You're just fucking yourself. If you can't get the 7-8 hours, then take a nap throughout the day, if you can. Try to take a nap and catch yourself up with some of that sleep, because if you can do that, you're gonna grow like a fucking weed. So, all right, man. Well, I'm tired. I'm gonna get in, get my post-workout meal in, smash some food, and get some stuff done. So we'll see you guys later. Leg hypertrophy tomorrow. It's gonna be a killer. Hope you enjoyed this shoulder back workout. We got a lot of changes coming soon. Remember, after the 4-week phase, then we do a deload week, and then everything changes up, guys. There's not that many changes in weeks 1 through 4. Volume grows up and things like that. But as far as exercise wise, not that much changes, just a little bit. But come the next week, man, or come week 6, it's gonna get crazy. So we gotta change it up again. You're gonna be growing like crazy. We gotta shock the body and cause some adaptation. So it's all about adaptation. As soon as you adapt, it's time to change. So let's adapt. Have a good night, guys. See ya. Home with baby Bella. She's already barking. Huh? Oh, you giving me daddy hugs and kisses? Huh? Give me daddy hugs and kisses? Huh? Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you so much. Oh, thank you so much. Robinson, I talked to him until I was blue in the face. He won't get around.